Have you ever stopped to think about what job security really means in America? Most people think it's about having a steady paycheck, health insurance, maybe a 401k match, and believing that as long as you show up and do your job, you'll be taken care of. From the time we're kids, we're told the same story. Go to school, get good grades, land a safe job, and stick with it until retirement. That narrative has been repeated for generations like it's some kind of unshakable truth. But does that kind of security actually exist today? Or is it just a comfortable illusion? What draws people into the traditional 9 to 5 is predictability. You work, and every 2 weeks a paycheck shows up. Bills get paid, groceries are on the table, and life feels stable. But that stability is fragile. It depends on things you can't control. One recession, one corporate restructuring, one mass layoff, or one new piece of technology, and that security can disappear in a single email. Think about the thousands of workers at giants like Google, Amazon, and Meta who gave years, sometimes decades, of their lives, only to get a cold, automated message saying their job was gone. We've seen it over and over again. Employees who thought loyalty guaranteed safety wake up to find out they were just a number on a spreadsheet. When the math doesn't work, years of dedication don't matter. That shows us something crucial. A steady paycheck isn't true security. It's dependency. And depending on one single source of income is the opposite of safe. Real financial security doesn't come from one paycheck. It comes from options. The illusion most people fall into is confusing routine with safety. Just because you clock in every day, grind through the week, and collect your direct deposit doesn't mean you're protected. You're vulnerable to corporate decisions, to market downturns, to changes in the economy you can't predict or stop. It's like living in a house with hidden cracks in the foundation. From the outside, it looks solid. But the moment there's a shake, like the crash of 2008, the dot-com bubble, or even the pandemic, it all comes tumbling down. And while you're clinging to the illusion, you lose the chance to build something stronger. A job might cover your expenses, but it doesn't guarantee freedom or stability. The more you treat it like a fortress, the more blind you become to its weaknesses. Most people don't realize this until it's too late. When they're laid off, with no savings, no backup plan, and no second income stream. That's when the pain really hits. Not just financial pain, but the sting of betrayal. You feel like you did everything right and still lost. Here's the truth. Real security comes from you. It's knowing that if your job ends tomorrow, you'll be okay because you've built alternatives. You've invested. You've developed skills that are in demand. You've created ways to earn money that don't depend on one employer's decision. Stability doesn't come from HR. It comes from how you manage your money, your time, and your choices. A lot of people look at entrepreneurs and investors and say, "That's too risky. I'd rather have the safety of my job." But what's the bigger risk? Building something that could give you freedom, or living your whole life dependent on a paycheck that can vanish without warning? The real danger is pretending that your paycheck will last forever, ignoring the fact that companies don't exist to protect you. They exist to protect profits. In America, we've seen it time and time again. Every recession, every wave of layoffs, millions of people are blindsided. And yet, some people come out okay, not because they had the right employer, but because they didn't depend on one. They had investments. They had side hustles. They had savings. They had multiple pillars holding them up, not just one. The trap of a steady paycheck is that it makes you feel safe while keeping you stuck. You keep trading time for money, running on the hamster wheel, thinking you're protected, when in reality, you're not. That false comfort is the real prison. Freedom starts when you see through the illusion. When you realize that the stability you were promised doesn't exist, you can start creating your own. Maybe it's learning to invest, starting a side hustle, building skills that open new doors, or simply putting part of your paycheck into assets that grow over time. That's real security. Because if your job disappears tomorrow, you won't lose the ground under your feet. This isn't about demonizing jobs. Work has value. It teaches discipline, gives experience, and pays the bills. But treating your job as your entire safety net is a mistake. A job should be a tool, not the destination. Use it to learn, to save, to build, but never let your entire life depend on it. True security isn't what your employer gives you. It's what you create for yourself, day by day. At the end of the day, the illusion of job security is dangerous because it delays your dreams. While you think you're safe, you're just trading years of your life for a paycheck that doesn't buy you freedom. Those who depend only on it live in constant fear of losing it. Those who build alternatives sleep peacefully because they know they're not chained to one system. Even today, in the age of technology, entire careers can disappear in an instant. Automation, artificial intelligence, outsourcing, things that no employee can control, are rewriting the job market every year. Entire departments at Amazon, Google, Meta, Microsoft have been cut in massive layoffs, often right after record profits. If these billion-dollar corporations, with all their resources, don't guarantee stability to their workers, why would anyone believe that a safe job really exists? And yet, the cycle continues. People cling to their paycheck like it's a lifeline, afraid to take risks, afraid to invest in themselves, afraid to think bigger. They confuse comfort with safety. But comfort is a trap. Comfort keeps you in the same place, year after year, while the world moves forward without you. The real danger isn't losing your job. The real danger is wasting decades believing you were safe, only to wake up too late. Think about the people who survived and thrived during every crisis. In 2008, while millions lost homes, others with strong reserves bought properties at half the price and built wealth that still pays off today. During the pandemic, while layoffs hit hard, those with online businesses and investments saw opportunities that changed their lives forever. The difference isn't luck, it's preparation. It's refusing to put your future in the hands of one employer. And let's be clear, none of this means quitting your job tomorrow. So ask yourself, if your company sent you an email tomorrow saying you were no longer needed, would you still be standing? Or would your entire sense of stability collapse with that single message? That's the test of true security. If your answer makes you nervous, then it's time to act. Because at the end of the day, the only real security in life doesn't come from a boss, a contract, or a paycheck. It comes from you, from your choices, your skills, your resilience. It comes from building a foundation that no layoff, no crisis, no economic downturn can take away. Comfort will try to lull you into believing you're safe, but freedom comes only to those who question, prepare, and build. And when you build that freedom, something powerful happens. You stop living in fear. You stop feeling like your future depends on the next paycheck. You stop sacrificing your dreams for the illusion of stability. You start living on your own terms. You sleep better. You walk with confidence. You control your time. You reclaim your life. That is true security. And it will never come from one job. It will only ever come from you. Basically, that was the video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and share it with someone who might find it helpful. At the end of this video, I'll also leave some other videos about financial organization that can help you out. See you next time.